In today's video, I'm going to speak on childhood trauma. I'm going to speak on a experience that I experienced as a child with abuse that took place with my brother. My dad had given my brother money for a haircut. And when my brother returned, my dad felt like he really didn't get the haircut. He felt like he just went and blew the money off and did whatever. But I've always thought that my brother really did go get the haircut. Even though this particular brother was known to be mischievous and he would lie and all of that. But this particular incident, I just never felt like he was lying. But I could be wrong. But whether he lied or not, he did not deserve what happened to him. My dad picked up this instrument. I think it's called a baton. I think I'm saying it right. But it's an instrument that they use in the band and drill team use to perform with, to do their routines with. It's just a long, metal pipe, just a long metal stick. He picks this thing up and just start beating my brother from head to toe. And when it was all said and done, my brother his face was swollen, his head was swollen, his body was all bruised up. How my dad was able to get away with that, I will never know. Because today he wouldn't have been able to get away with something like that. It's just back in the 80s, they just didn't view abuse like they do today. Teachers are taught to recognize certain things. They're taught to pay attention to the way kids look today. And this particular brother went to prison twice. And who knows how this particular incident played a part in his life, especially with him not getting help for the trauma that he experienced in his childhood. And I'm not making up an excuse, but everything is not always black and white. People end up in prison and in situations for all sorts of reasons. And when you have experienced childhood trauma in your life, who knows how that can affect a person throughout their life. Just because you're no longer a child or you get away from the situation, but if you're not getting help mentally for what you have experienced, you could really set yourself up to have a bad life. I just always think about that incident. I had to speak about that particular situation with my therapist, and I still think about it today. And as long as I live, I will think about it. It was hard to just be helpless and watch someone you love be attacked like that and not able to do anything about it. That affected me, even though it didn't physically happen to me, but it affected me. It affected me enough that I had to speak about it with the therapist. But now that I'm dealing with certain traumas that took place in my childhood, as well as my adulthood, I am able to process things differently. Like I said, I'm not trying to make up an excuse for anyone who would go to prison twice. But things are not always just black and white. When I say black and white, I mean like this person is a criminal or this person is just a bad person. This person, we've seen people go to prison and get out and become millionaires, do great things with their lives. So I really try not to just judge people. I try not to, but I'm human. We all end up judging situations from time to time. But I know what we grew up in, and it was not a cakewalk. It wasn't easy. And I just hope if there's anyone out there dealing with childhood trauma, please get help, because you can pass it on to other generations if you don't get help for it. Just like anything that needs to be treated, you have to treat it or it's going to spiral out of control. So I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to ask you guys if you can like and subscribe and share my videos with anyone you think could benefit from it. Thank you, and God bless you.